All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, documenting the end of the classic rock era and doing it in real time for a few real people out here just like you and just like me. So, an AC/DC concert happened and a brawl broke out, or probably better said, there was a fight and an AC/DC concert broke out during the fight. So here's the headline from Alternative Nation. Now, I understand this website, it's a little bit clickbaity, okay? I'm just not Warren Beatty, but clickbaity, all right? So before I get into this here, don't forget about Buy Me a Coffee. It's a thing. It's really a thing because, and again, this is how much I'm into coffee, because I've got to have a travel mug to keep my coffee hot while I'm not even traveling. So it just shows you how devoted I am. So you've got Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube memberships, PJ Rock Super Chats, which are fantastic, by the way, and Patreon, where you can patronize and become part of the team here at the Harmless Dave channel. What team, you say? The team of people that support this channel and enjoy some, not all, but maybe some of the content I put out. I know I can be a little bit difficult at times and a bit of a curmudgeon, but I embrace that. Speaking of curmudgeons, let's talk about the AC/DC concert. Here's the headline: AC/DC 2025 concert arrest stuns fans. Now, first of all, why would that stun fans? I don't know. I mean, an arrest at an AC/DC concert, I'd be like, yeah, so. But it says here, what happened at Gillette Stadium on May 4th wasn't just another night of thunderstruck or cannon explosions. Nope. This was AC/DC turned into a full-blown brawl that left fans just totally stunned and security scrambling. Now, see, this is a great night out. This is what I want to do. I want to go to a concert and have this giant brawl break out. Now, apparently this is what happened. Midway through the band's electrifying set, and I'm going to get to the electrifying set part, because you've got reviewers out there saying things that are just crazy about AC/DC, and nobody is asking any critical questions or wondering, hey, is that really Brian Johnson, or is that Memorex? Could it be that maybe they're getting a little help when it comes to the vocals, especially after what we heard last year from AC/DC? Just putting it out there. There are smarter people on YouTube, yes, many of them, many smarter than I, who have done a lot of, shall we say, vocal spectrolysis. All right, that's a word I just made up. But analyzing the vocals of certain singers. And I think it would be a worthy endeavor to check out to see if Brian Johnson, 77-year-old Brian Johnson, is getting any help from the soundboard. Okay? All right. So let me get to the story, though. Midway through the band's electrifying set, an intoxicated man. No! Really? An intoxicated man was spotted behind a woman, repeatedly punching her in the back of the head. Yeah, you heard that right. He was punching a woman in the back of the head after consuming too much $14 beer. After multiple attempts to get him to stop, she alerted security. Hey, security, can you get this guy off the back of my head? Can he stop punching me? But instead of backing down, the guy tried to punch the security dudes. Great. Big mistake. He was tackled by 3 cops and, as he was being led out, decided to start another fight. But don't worry, folks. It's Massachusetts. What they'll do is when he gets outside the stadium, it's the old catch and release. He'll be put right back out there. There won't be any jail time. It probably won't even go on this guy's record. Anyway, apparently, on his way out, he started another fight, and that escalated into a massive brawl involving security. But here's the thing. This incident raises questions about concert security and fan behavior. Really? Fan behavior? You're going to blame the fans? How could you? This is AC/DC. This is wholesome, upstanding entertainment for the whole family. What are you talking about? How does someone get away with assaulting another concert goer multiple times before being stopped? I'll tell you. Again, it's Massachusetts, and they don't give a bleep. And what does it say about the atmosphere when a rock show turns into a fight club? Well, what do you expect? For those about to rock, we salute you. You got cannons blowing up. What did they expect this to be, like Air Supply? I mean, see, 2 Australian bands. See how I did that? AC/DC, Air Supply. Now, Air Supply, imagine if a fan started a fight at an Air Supply concert. That would be hysterical. I want the footage. Oh my gosh. The band, with Brian Johnson back on vocals and Angus Young in his signature schoolboy outfit at age 70, tore through a 21. That's what you want walking down the street. Talk about, I know it's his persona, it's his thing, but it was creepy a long time ago. It may not have been creepy back in the 70s or whenever it started, but it's creepy now. It just is. I get it. It's just a gimmick. It's just a look. It's the way like Alice Cooper does his stuff, or you know how Kiss, they do their stuff. I mean, it's his image. What are you going to deprive the man of his image? Yeah, okay. So he looks like a child molester, but that's cool, right? Okay. So the band literally tore through a 21-song set list that spanned their legendary career. Now, one reviewer from Boston.com, Christopher Hurley, really likes AC/DC, which is cool. Like a phoenix rising from the heavy metal ashes, the Australian quintet, returned to the building Tom Brady built for the first time in nearly a decade. What great writing, huh? The building Tom Brady built. Yeah, Gillette Stadium. I'd rather go see Tom Brady sing at this point. Doug Flutie plays drums, so, you could have some kind of a football band or something. From the opening lick of If You Want Blood, You've Got It, lead guitarist Angus Young had the capacity crowd in the palm of his hands. Dressed in his signature blue schoolboy outfit, matching shorts, and a gold ball cap. Did he always wear a gold ball cap? That's got to look kind of weird. Maybe. Look, I'm not as familiar with all of this stuff as some of the diehard fans are. The 70-year-old guitar hero bobbed and weaved in a familiar cadence, leading an army of air guitarists in his wake. Wow, this writing is breathtaking. Meanwhile, now this is the part that I'm going to talk about a little bit more. Meanwhile, the gravelly-voiced vocalist Brian Johnson fed off the guitarist's kinetic energy. It was a great return to form for Johnson, 77, whose tenure with the band appeared over after he was unable to finish the Rock or Bust World Tour back in 2016 due to hearing issues. That's when, of course, they mentioned Axl Rose filled in, yada, yada, before the band went on hiatus from 2016 to 2018. It feels great to be back, said Johnson before launching into Back in Black, the title track off the band's groundbreaking 1980 album. 1980. The album is 45 years old, folks. Who has a 45-year career in rock music? And technically, they were around long before their groundbreaking 1980 album, all right? And you've got more live staples, Hell's Bells, Have a Drink on Me, which apparently that guy did, the guy who got into the Brawl. And the Crowd Pleaser You Shook Me All Night Long, one of 2 songs that rock stations still play. All right? They still pack a resounding punch in any sports arena. Okay? But this guy went on and gave us a history lesson. They always have to give you a history lesson. They can't tell you about, was it a good concert? Was it a bad concert? He likes the concert. But the point is, how did Brian Johnson return to form? Were his vocals better than ever? Or was the fact that he could hear what was going on to some extent, was that how he returned to form? I don't know, folks. It's just, these guys completely ignore the elephant in the stadium, which is, can Brian Johnson still sing? How were his vocals? Was he at least kind of on key here or there? We don't know. We just know that he returned to form because he's there. He's raising his fist to the sky. He's doing all of those cool frontman things, which I like that. I like a good frontman. But if a frontman does all those things and can't hit many of the notes, then that's a problem. But again, they don't seem to care. All of the reviews, if you go look at AC/DC on tour, there's not one person, but someone will find one, hopefully, and send it to me, but I haven't read any negative reviews, right? It's just everything's triumphant, everything's amazing. By the way, this same website says this: Heart, the band Heart, rises above hardship for triumphant Boston return at Agganis Arena. That could be Agganis. I think it's Agganis Arena. I'm from that area. I forget some of the names of these places, but yeah. So anyway, bottom line here, there was a brawl. The brawl was just cool because someone had a drink on me. And then they shook the stadium all night long, and they rang the hell's bells. I'm sorry. And then there was a shot in the dark that was shot down in flames with a stiff upper lip. I don't know, folks. You know what? I don't need blood. I don't need demon fire. I don't need to be thunderstruck. I don't need to drive the highway to hell. I don't need any dirty deeds done dirt cheap. And I certainly don't want to look at a whole lot of Rosie. All right? So there you have it, folks. A video about nothing. So I'm in line with Jerry Seinfeld on this one. But brawls at an AC/DC concert, not really surprising. I mean, what do you expect? You mix alcohol with loud music and people who don't get out of the house very much. And there's some woman probably obstructing this guy's view. And the whole stadium apparently had to scramble to mitigate the damage that could have been done. Because it would have been a lot of bad PR for AC/DC if there was a huge brawl that made the newspapers. Apparently, this didn't make any of the newspapers in Boston, at least not the ones that I checked out. But thanks to Alternative Nation, we now know the rest of the story. All right, people. Again, buy me a coffee. It's kind of important. Also, Patreon, YouTube memberships. I'm having fun with this at this point. We really are just kind of documenting the end of what used to be something that was okay, maybe pretty good at times. But hey, if you want to spend your money on AC/DC, it is kind of cool for people watching, I guess. But man, then you've got eye scars, You've got to you got to deal with that, and you can't unsee those things. So, yeah, that's it. God bless. Talk to you soon.